Hi, I'm Sylvie, and in today's video, it's gonna be a little bit of like a sewing vlog sort of vibe. So here's the backstory. Also, I have this neck pillow on right now. It's like a warm neck pillow because I decided that I would get back into my gymnastics gym. And we were doing back rolls out of all things, and it absolutely destroyed my neck. So that's great. Where'd you go? There you are. Hello, the culprit behind all the clicking noises you hear all the time. That's you. Hey, back on track. So, if you guys are Canadian, you might know that Fabricland right now is selling all of their patterns on sale because I guess the companies like went out of business or something that provide them patterns. I'm not sure if it's like Vogue or something specifically. And Berta as well. I don't think those two companies went out of business, but that's what the lady was telling me at the store. So anyway, long story short, all their patterns are on sale. I snagged a few for like $2. So if you're in the market for patterns, go to your local Fabricland because it's pretty good. I was there with my husband and we found these nice pants. So I would like to make the ones that are in white. These patterns usually come with a few models actually here. Yeah, so this is the A, which is the one that I want to do. So that's front and back. And then that's the other version of the pattern, but we want to go a little bit fancier. Anyway, so yesterday I went out because for my birthday, some of my friends gave me a gift card to Fabricland. And so I wanted to go get fabric for it. And here is what I found. I found this beautiful, I forget what this is called. It's a wool sort of suiting material. It is beautiful. And it's the colorway chocolate caramel, which I don't know if you like looking at the names of things, but sometimes I'm like, ooh, I like the name. It must like mean something, you know? So usually that stuff is $36 a meter. Let that sink in. Ugh. There was a sale on it, so then it became $18.50 a meter, which is not crazy bad. But then I thought, I have this gift card. So I got 3 meters of it. And the lady was like, oh, you're just making pants. Like, how many pairs of pants are you making with 3 meters? That's crazy. But my thought was I just wanted to stock up and make sure that I would have enough fabric in case I mess up. But the goal here is to make the pants nice and easy in one shot. And then if there's enough fabric left, I want to make myself like a cute little plaid skirt and maybe one of those little vests that match. Hopefully I do that correctly. Maybe you've seen it already in the intro or in the thumbnail. I don't know. Maybe you know more than I do at this point. But that's where we're at. So my thing for this morning, because I have to go pick up my husband at the airport in just a few hours, I'm gonna open this up and read it and see sort of what I have to do, instructions or any material that I'm missing. So I'm gonna start with that. I know online patterns are more common right now. If you guys have never seen this, it comes with all the instructions in these double-sided pages. It looks a little overwhelming, but it makes sense. Just pretend this was a PDF. And then it's really nice because the inside of this has all the pattern pieces. I think you just need to cut out the size that you want. My mom used to use these all the time to make me Halloween costumes. So my experience with like one of these pre-printed ones is really just seeing my mom working with them around Halloween and stuff. I was not wrong to get 3 meters because look, 2.5 meters required. So I probably won't even have enough to make the vest that I want to make for myself or the skirt. So if I'm desperate enough to make that, I'm gonna have to go back and get it while it's still on sale. Another side note, this pattern was originally 41 Canadian dollars. I think I got this for like $6 max. Run to your local Fabricland. All right, anyway, I was gonna cut this out, but I just called my husband and he doesn't know what his size is, so I'm gonna have to wait for him to do all the measurements and stuff. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm just kind of cutting out pattern pieces. I'm a little confused. I have my husband's measurements and it's just slightly confusing because he fits between a whole bunch of these sizes. So like in the hip sizes, it's a lot smaller. In the waist sizes, it's just doesn't correspond with what the hip measurement would be for this. So I'm a little bit confused. So what I'm gonna do is just cut out the bigger size that I think I need. And then I'm debating whether or not I want to do just like a quick little mock-up with scrap fabric that I have just to make sure that like the hips and the waist fit. And then if they don't, then I would cut out like a smaller size or a bigger size. I don't know. There's a lot of Reddit threads about these Vogue patterns and how the sizing is a little bit confusing. Some people say it's too small, some people say it's too big, there's too much ease, and sometimes a lot of ease. So that was not very helpful, I guess. Alrighty, it is time to cut. I've laid it out like this. The other pieces are on the ground because I'm figuring it out. Also, I didn't end up doing a mock-up. I just tried the pattern pieces on him and it worked. I've cut all the pieces out of the main fabric that I need to have, which was a little bit tough. They do have like a layout of how you should put it on the fabric, but my fabric was a little bit wider, so I think I was able to save a little bit more. And there's a lot of pieces that are just cut one. I have not cut out the interfacing or the lining pieces, which are mostly just the pockets, but that'll be a tomorrow thing. Good morning, it's the next day, and I kind of lied to you guys. Or I guess I went over my word. I said that cutting the rest would be a tomorrow problem. Nope, I couldn't stop myself. Oh, big puppy yawns. So I've cut out every single piece. I've also cut and ironed the interfacing onto all the pieces. I just figured it wasn't really that late. It wouldn't take me that much longer, and then all the cutting would be done and I could just get to sewing today. So that's one thing. The other thing, it's a winter wonderland out there. We got our first snow yesterday. And as much as that made me sad, it is beautiful. But we also put up our Christmas decorations. I got our stockings. We have our cute little Christmas tree with super fun little ornaments from throughout the years. We painted some. This has the airport that I started out my career at. So if you guys know what airport this is, drop a comment down below. Okay, it's officially time to start, except I need to put a new bobbin in, or thread a bobbin with this brown that I got that should match pretty good. I don't know what it is. I've been really into brown this fall. Make pleats, fold along the solid line. It's already kind of starting to look like pants. Okay, here's where we're at. So I attached the pocket facing. I'm not really sure. I've never made anything like this elaborate, I guess, before. So we have the pleats like you saw last time, and then I attached the pocket facing, which is out of this beautiful fabric. The thing being, and this is what I don't understand, it's supposed to be stay stitched and then top stitched. So I have, or sorry, understitched and then top stitched. So I did the understitched thing, but there's still a raw edge showing. So I don't know if I did this correctly, but I did understitch the seam to the lining portion. And then I top stitched this down. So it's like a very clean edge. I don't know. Yeah. So it's like very nice and clean. And then on the inside, the only thing is you can still see my understitch, but the understitch shouldn't be visible. It's just, it's on the wrong side and I don't really mind it. A little unsure if I did that correctly. All right, you guys, here's, oh my gosh, what's happening? So this is what it looks like. And then there's this just little like highlight of this fabric on the inside once it's all pressed together. You guys, I struggled so hard making this zipper, and like it's actually very clean, except for the fact that I think one of these pieces is supposed to be on the outside. So unfortunately, I really didn't want to have to seam rip anything. Hooray for me. Hey, we're many hours later. We're, well, I don't know how many hours later. It's like 12:20 right now, so it's probably like an hour or something if after I spoke to you guys. I had to undo everything. I ended up just serging all the insides because, yeah, that's what other people were doing in other tutorials. And speaking of other tutorials, I had to use another tutorial. So I figured it out. As you can see now, there's no more zippers showing on the front, which is what we want. Ta-da! Yay! So that was definitely a brand new skill. I've never done that before. It's actually much later and I'm pretty much done the pants except for the waistband. I got into my zone, which was a lot of frustration and a lot of seam ripping, but here we are. The pattern doesn't say to serge anything, but I did because I want it to come undone after all of this treacherous hard work. This is it inside out, so let's turn it right side out. This looks like it's gonna be very, very big. These pants looking very big, right? Maybe I can add more pleats, worst case.
We'll see.
Good morning. It is the next day again. I slacked last night. I didn't actually show you guys him trying them on. So I was right. They are huge, huge on him. But here's what I ended up doing. So I ended up putting a third pleat in the front. And then I also had to go in and remove about, where is it? Where's my inseam? Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see, but I had to go in and remove a whole bunch, like an extra 1.5 inches probably on the inside of the thigh, because the pant was just so baggy it looked like pantaloons. So now, because I've already adjusted the waist before putting the waistband on, I should be able to adjust the waistband so that it fits instead of trying to figure that all out afterwards. So that's what I'm gonna do this morning, is do the waistband, and we're pretty much done. I just have to do the belt loops, put on the waistband, and she's finished. Oh, and then I have to hem the bottom. But he leaves in 1 hour for work, so I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that. You guys, the pants, well, they're not done, but they're almost done. Back pockets. We got these front pockets with the cute little detail. I think they're cute. My husband's not here, so I can't hem them yet. It's a few days later. I am in my workout gear. If you guys are following me on Instagram or TikTok, actually, I think I put it up on YouTube Shorts as well, but I'm trying to get my cheerleading jumps back. So I've actually been into my tumbling gym a little bit, and then I pulled my ab muscle, so that was not fun, but that's what I'm about to go do. So we'll see if I have time to cut anything out of the patterns that I cut out. So let me show you what I did yesterday. So I did find a skirt pattern and a little like vest pattern. So this one is called the Cara skirt. I got it off of Etsy, and it's by Marielle. I don't Studio. And then this is for the vest. This one is from Destiny Pattern. So my goal with this is to sort of just lay out the fabric on the ground and see if I have enough left. If I don't have enough left, then I will cry. Okay, as it turns out, I've got just enough. So all of these top pieces, except for this skirt piece, are all cut on fold. This is because I had to cut individual pieces for the pants pattern, so there is like a square missing here, which is why I can't use the bottom. So I'm actually using a lot of this fabric. There's gonna be this square left and this whole rectangle left. So if I want to make an accessory or something like that, I'll have enough here. This is gonna be a little awkward. There's gonna be obviously a little bit of scrap left. I have been saving some scrap of this stuff just because, I don't know, I hoard my scraps. And then this is just that little tiny bit of leftover from after cutting the pants. It is now nighttime, as you can see by the window, and all my pattern pieces have been cut out, except for the interfacing, okay? I was lazy, I didn't cut out the interfacing, but the skirt is literally just 4 pieces and does not need interfacing, so I'm gonna go ahead and just whip up the skirt. The only thing with the skirt is that I don't have a zipper for the back of it, so you win some, you lose some. But I'm gonna go as far as I sort of can with it. Ideally, I would be done this skirt right now. It is so easy to make. It turns out that I had bought the exact right amount of interfacing as well to make the pants, what I need for the skirt and what I need for this vest. So I cut it out for the skirt because turns out there is some, it just didn't say in the fabric requirements or anything, or material requirements. It said it randomly in the middle of the pattern, just like use the same pattern pieces and cut them out of interfacing. But anyway, that's already in there. And because of that, then I cut it out for the vest. Now, of course, naturally, while I was doing my understitching for the facing of the vest collar, I ran out bobbin thread. That was bound to happen at some point. Anyway, here's where I'm at with the vest right now. So we have the facing that's been put in, and now I just understitched it. Now, don't come at me for the white serger thread. I don't want to switch out my serger thread. I cannot be bothered. Hopefully this doesn't really show. Here's what this looks like. It's cute. It's really cute. An update on this vest. The instructions are so weirdly written out. It's like just bare minimum instructions that might have been translated. So I'll be using this pattern again because I do think it's really cute. With that said, I'm just going to sort of wing the rest because like its instructions for this part are super bizarre. I promise you, I followed the size guide. I followed the exact instructions. It's really not a hard pattern. I've made my own vest pattern before. much more complicated than this. What is with these extremely teeny weeny armholes? Okay, these armholes are absolutely like minuscule. Maybe I can roll them in some more somehow. And then there's so much room in the back here. In what world is this going to fit? There needs to maybe be a dart down here too, because this, like, there is so much room on the bottom. I'm just extremely confused what's going on here. Like, maybe the positioning of this dart is just kind of incorrect for me personally. That's gonna just squish me in. And what is going on? Look at that. Why can't things, I don't understand why things cannot just go smooth. I've now severely modified it. So I went in and I cut around the arm sleeve or the armhole, and you can see that it's still very like in the armpit. But anyway, there's a part of me that wants to remove this dart because I think it's ridiculous. I also think it's ridiculous that it's like in the armpit. But if I were to button this, oh yeah. So I also added a dart at the bottom here and 2 darts at the back here. Okay, I completely winged it. Notice the completely different cut of this. And now I actually like it. Again, it's just a little large in the back. I think I'm gonna leave the front as is because obviously nothing needs to get taken from the front. 2 little extra darts in the back. We have buttons. I just used snap buttons. This was so much easier. Why is this always just so crooked? The snap buttons made it so much easier. I find it so weird still that this is in the armpit, but it's there. What can I do? I definitely fixed the arm room though. So this is if I were to dart it in the back. I'm so happy. I'm done for the night. I have fixed it. I put 2 long darts. Look at this. Ah, that actually looks great. And then just try and see the vision here. Oh, okay, that'll look so good. It's the next day. I snuck in a Fabricland trip before the freezing rain hit. Not fun. So the pattern said that I need an at least 22 centimeter long zipper. That's like the whole length of the skirt, which is not something I'm gonna do. However, I got this one, which is much smaller and makes a lot more sense. And just like that, we've got a nice zipper. Done, done, done. I'm gonna be reusing this pattern. It was awesome. I'm probably gonna be putting one of those little like dress clips at the top. Since this is my last piece, I guess you'll see right now if it fits. And that is it. I forgot to film an outro. We did the photos yesterday. I'm obsessed with them. I cannot believe the turnaround time. Shout out to my friend Ronnie, just a ghost girl. She did all the photos for us and she got them edited literally the same day of the shoot. So amazing, 10 out of 10. But I'm so happy with how these outfits turned out. Perfect for the photo shoot, which is exactly what I had in mind. And the little doggy bow is super cute too. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.